All right, well, I'm back in the money. 5 for 6 today, and I did hit my bet. Johnny Clayton beat Josh Rock. And I've got a bet or some bets for tomorrow. Well, really one bet, but it's a 3-team parlay that I'm interested in. I think I like where it's going and certainly like the odds. Before we get into there, let's talk about the games today. As I said, the first game up. How can you have Dirk Van Dijvenbode and Ross Smith the first game up? For us in North America, that's an early start, but fair enough. Was able to enjoy that game, and of course went to the last set decider. What was it, 32 or 31 180s, 19 180s for Ross Smith. But if you take a look at what's cost Ross Smith the entire year, especially at the beginning of the year, couldn't hit a double, and it was doubles. No, it actually was doubles on both sides, but really Ross Smith blew it with the doubles. He should have won before he went to the last set, but I don't know, they were talking about cheering or whatever. I think it's a lot of hot air. Both these guys are rumored to be, or at least thought about in the picks for the Premier League, and so they're trying to show some more passion, whatever they call it, the check all the boxes for the Premier League. Dirk Van Dijvenbode does it naturally. Ross Smith doesn't do it naturally. So, I don't know, they were kneeling each other. You think wave goodbye to him. Really, who cares at the end of the day? But it was a great game. 4-3 Dirk Van Dijvenbode, and then Rob Cross, Mervyn King. King didn't show up, and all of a sudden he showed up and sort of made it interesting. But Rob Cross with the win. And then I thought a great game. Dave Chisnell, Stephen Bunting. I have never seen Stephen Bunting play like this. Someone put out stats for Chisnell and who takes out Chisnell. It's crazy what Chisnell loses to. I think 2016, Peter Wright beat him with 103 average. He's lost to Gary Anderson with some ungodly averages. COVID took him out last year. Bunting took him out playing outstanding this year. It's just, you want to feel bad for the guy. Like, what is he supposed to do? Why does he run into these performances? And the fact that Bunting hadn't beat Chisnell since, I think they said 2017. But Bunting certainly was fantastic. I'm kind of sad because I thought Chisnell had a run in him, and I would have preferred Chisnell to win, to be honest with you. But Bunting did win. Next game up, Luke Humphries, Vincent van der Voort. Weird game, very weird. 2-0 up, call it a day. But, I will say this: the first 2 rounds of the World Championship they were just god awful. Let's be honest with they were not good to watch. They were maybe a couple games here and there, but this third round has been fantastic. Quarterfinals been fourth round has been fantastic. Like, it's been good since the second round, and this was another great game. Again, Humphries came up big in the last set, 1-4-3. Gerwin Price D'Souza, again, a little bit better than expected, but better than expected because D'Souza was just, I don't know how to say it, was awful. Like, Price didn't play very good, and D'Souza came on, and anyways, at the end of the day, D'Souza can't count, and Price is really lucky to win this one, to be honest with you. If he brings that average into the next round, he'll probably win, because he's not going to play a great player, but when he gets to play either Michael Smith or Luke Humphries that I expect in the semi-final, he better have a better game than what he showed there. And then Johnny Clayton, Josh Rock, great game. Let me say this. I know I've been getting on Josh Rock. Again, he's overhyped. He's not the fourth. I have nothing against Josh Rock, nothing against him. But to call him the 4th favorite for this tournament is ridiculous. To favor him over Nathan Aspinall is ridiculous. I know he won, but it's ridiculous. To favor him over Johnny Clayton is ridiculous. Johnny Clayton beat him, and he beat him because he hit doubles, and Josh Rock couldn't hit a double. And when the game got into the ends of that game, Clayton just showed up. So again, I don't think I'm not wishing bad luck on Josh Rock. I just think it's really, really scary for a player of his age to be hyped this much. It can go bad. Now, he played his best game today, but Johnny Clayton is he's just class. And so Johnny Clayton gets through. Let's get into the picks for tomorrow. I'll get into my bets. The first one up, Dimitri Van Den Berg against Kim Huybrechts. I think this is going to be they're not even in the same ballpark. It would have been a lot better if it was right. I still probably would have gone Dimitri Van Den Berg over Wright, so I'm going Dimitri Van Den Berg over Huybrechts. I think he'll win 4-1. The only thing that might happen here is Van Den Berg gives a little bit too much respect to Huybrechts. But Huybrechts will start yelling and screaming and yipping and yapping, and that probably should piss Dimitri Van Den Berg off at some point, and then he'll focus in. I like him to win 4-1. Next game up, Gabriel Clemens, Alan Suter. Who had that in the pool? I think I had a Danny Noppert, William O'Connor in my original picks, but okay, I got Clemens and Suter. It's going to be a close game, I think. I just like the way Clemens has been playing. No German been in the quarterfinal. There's no better opportunity than this one right here. So I will pick Clemens to win this one 4-2. Next one up, Michael Smith, Joe Cullen. Everyone's saying it's going to be a great game. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be fun to watch, but I don't think there's any doubt who's going to win this one in my mind. Michael Smith to win this one 4-2. Then you got what I think will be a beauty, Rob Cross, Chris Dobie. I think this is your Dirk Van Duijvenbode, Ross Smith of the next outing of this, and I really like at the end of this Rob Cross just to pull this off. He's just been having one of those years, and I think Rob Cross could give Michael Van Gerwen a run in the quarterfinal. He's one of the few that can give him a run. So I'm going to take Rob Cross to win this one 4-3, but I think it'll be a doozy. Next one up, MVG against Dirk Van Duijvenbode. I've seen them play before, and Dirk Van Duijvenbode gives them way too much respect. So I don't see this being a game. I would love it to be a game. And honestly, Ross Smith would have won this. This would have been a game. Ross Smith would have gave MVG a game. But every time that MVG's played Dirk Van Duijvenbode, I'm just watching. And Dirk Van Duijvenbode's like watching like he's a fan. And then I heard when he's talking like a fan. You can't be a fan of the guy you're about to play. Granted, Michael Van Gerwen's been playing well, but you gotta be thinking, I can beat this guy. Bring it on. Let's let it rip. Instead of, if I play my A game and he plays his A game, he wins, he brings his A game more than me. I'm listening to the interview going, you're just talking yourself out of it. So, Michael Van Gerwen will win this one 4-1. And then Luke Humphries, Stephen Bunting. I don't think there's a chance in rat's hell that Stephen Bunting does 2 in a row like this. He'll do a come to earth, and Dave Chisholm will be sitting at home going, Bud, where was that game when you played me? And I think Humphries will be the beneficiary of it, and I like Humphries to win this one, although I think it could be a close game. I'll take 4-3. So again, I've got Dimitri Van Den Berg 4-1 over Kim Huybrechts, Clemens to beat Suter 4-2, Michael Smith to beat Cullen 4-2, Rob Cross to beat Dobie 4-3, and what I think will be a beauty. MVG to beat Dirk Van Duijvenbode 4-1, and Luke Humphries to beat Stephen Bunting 4-3, which will set up quarterfinals of Rob Cross MVG, which I think is great. Johnny Clayton, Dimitri Van Den Berg, which I think is great. Price against Clemens, which is And then Michael Smith, Luke Humphries, which I think will be great as well. We'll see how we do. Right now, I'm 62-82, and again, we'll get into my bet for tomorrow. It's a 3-team parlay. I'm taking Dimitri Van Den Berg, getting pretty good odds against Kim Huybrechts, if you ask me. I'm getting the better player in Gabriel Clemens over Alan Suter, and I'm getting the better player in Michael Smith over Joe Cullen, and it basically 4 times my money. So I'm getting plus 373 on that 3-team parlay. I hit today. Hopefully I hit tomorrow. Hopefully enjoy the darts. I can't hope the quarterfinals has just been as good as this 3rd and 4th round. Cheers.